YouTube? It's HollaAtTWD. We're back at it again with another HollaAtTWD. So we're here with the recap for the episode The Sale. So 3, 2, 1. All of them. Yeah, these are all spoiler alerts. Don't watch this if you haven't watched the episode. So yeah, let's get into it. It was The Sale. We finally see where the Saviors live at. With Negan, Dwight, and Daryl being the stars of this episode. So what do you feel about the episode?
I feel like they spent way too... I guess I understand why they did, because, you know, that's what it's supposed to be showing and depicting what his situation is, of course, but we had like 20 minutes of this man Daryl eating dog sandwiches and listening to some trash music. We got 20 minutes of that.
Bro, if I hear 20 words Easy Street one more time, dog, it's about to be over.
Next thing I know is it showed Dwight walking down the street, another 10 minutes, and then he kills somebody when he finally reaches them. Yeah, there was a lot of character development, or like showing like more of Dwight and showing more of his personality and where he's coming from, which I thought, you know, this episode did really good on that, and showing like the Saviors, like how we established, and showing that Negan is really interested in getting Daryl to break.
Let's start from the beginning of the episode.
You're right.
So beginning of the episode starts off, how did it start? In the beginning of the episode, Daryl is watching these people outside with like major disgust on his face. Like, apparently, like, well, we learn later in the episode what it is, but
you mean Dwight? You said Daryl was outside watching.
Dwight.
Yeah.
D is his name. But Dwight's outside watching these people on a fence, like zombies who used to be prisoners of Azkaban. That's Harry Potter. No, but they used to be prisoners of the Savior property, whatever it's called. And he just seems like he doesn't want to be there. Like he hates this place that they're living in. And so he's feeding Daryl these dog food sandwiches on sub bread. He walks in there and gives them to him. And then they're playing, like, they're using torture music or something. So like torture.
It started off the episode with that music, and it's like you don't really think much about it.
Like I didn't even look at the TV screen.
When you hear the music for 10 minutes straight, and that's depicting the days going by. It like shows him going, like, you know, each morning or afternoon, whatever, you going in and throwing them sandwiches. Like, you know, I couldn't stand that shit for 20 minutes. This man Daryl has been through some torture, so prayers out there.
He's really an actor though, so he really didn't go through it in real life. But I can understand if somebody was tortured with music, how that'd be. But anyway, we'll skip forward. So after 20 minutes of watching Daryl eat dog food, he takes Daryl to the doctor on their property, and Dwight's ex-wife, well, his wife,
ex-wife,
his girl is there, and she's taking a pregnancy test. Clearly. Well, later on in the episode, we know that it's probably not for Dwight. So, yeah, our prediction blog was pretty right. Negan's,
getting it.
Slapping the cheeks.
He's clapping them. Making them smack.
Alright, that's anyway, so they check out Daryl. The doctor checks out Daryl. Basically telling him, like, you have wounds and they're only going to heal if you let them heal. And then they walk out, and he's walking Daryl back to his cell, and then Negan is there. So Negan is like, hey, Dwight, let me talk to you. We don't know what their conversation was about. He sat Daryl in like some chair, and then some fat tubby dude put the revolver to Daryl's head. And he went and said something to Dwight, but we don't know what it was. And then while he's sitting there, Daryl is looking across the hallway at Paradise, because you want to describe what Daryl's cell looks like?
Wait, what?
Boy.
He doesn't look at the cell. He turned and he was looking at Negan's little office space.
It wasn't an office space. It was a living space.
Yeah, he was looking.
So he was looking at heaven, and I'm telling you to tell them what his cell looked like.
So in comparison, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so in contrast, you know. Yeah. So anyway, This man's cell is just nothing but a small, dark, like, that's it. It's just like concrete looking walls.
No windows.
No
lights.
Pure just darkness. And so anyway, he was thrown in there the whole beginning, and it's weird. Like he was naked at first. We didn't mention that. This man had no clothes
he was
on.
naked.
So that's crazy. Like they make you feel like
an animal.
Exactly, completely. And then like after days went on, I guess since he was not like fighting what was going on, they gave him clothes.
They make him really feel like a slave. No.
Okay, but like that shows that pretty much if he doesn't fight what's being thrown or given to him, that they will start giving him things. And so with the clothing, and it went on later with the episode, they start. Negan is trying to break him and trying to make him work for him. That's when it gets. Let's not get there yet. You go ahead and take from there.
So he's looking at this little living place that he could be living in. Dwight talks to Negan and then takes Daryl back to his little box that he has. So then apparently one of the saviors escaped and was trying to run away, and Negan is talking to Dwight, saying, like, Dwight, is Daryl gonna break? Are we almost breaking Daryl? Like, what do we need to do? Dwight is trying to get back in Negan's good graces after he ran away. When we first seen Dwight ever in The Walking Dead, he was running away from Negan. He's trying to get back in Negan's good graces. So he offers to go get the guy who ran away. So, and then he says, "Oh, you know, Dwight, D, you're so good." Pause. He said, "D, you're so good." Pause. That
Gay.
No, like, yeah. So he tells him that he's doing really good, and he's like, "Hey, you know that ex-wife of yours, you can have her if you go do all of this stuff the right way." And then Daryl's like, "That's not my girl, cause it's Negan's girl now."
You said Daryl again.
Dwight, Daryl, same person. Y'all know
Trash.
what I'm talking about. Dwight, D. Okay, so Dwight, yeah. So he goes and gets this guy. He's being attacked by a zombie. He fights off the zombie. Then, on his way to go find the guy, he's pushing the little motorcycle, and then a zombie falls from the freaking bridge to try to crush Dwight. Okay, so that happens. Dwight moves out the way, almost gets eaten by a zombie, blah, blah, blah. A whole lot of underwhelming action. So then Dwight runs into the guy, and how did their conversation go?
It kind of, like, it's, when you see them, it's very weird to think that he was the savior. Like, it shows you how they're being broken down. Each person who was a savior, they either turn into some evil badass, or they turn into, they realize what they're doing is just wrong, and like it ends up being how this person. Do we know the guy's name? Did you mention his name?
I don't know.
The guy. Okay, whatever. All we know is that he couldn't deal with it anymore.
Yeah. And the saviors were the saviors before Negan got there. He does make a mention of that. He said, "Yeah, look at this guy. That the saviors, like, he came in here. They called Negan a thug, bruh. The Walking Dead called Negan a thug. Fox News, y'all got to get on it, fam. Cause I ain't see a hood. He wasn't black, and they call him a thug. I just don't think that fits the description. That is bad script writing. No, I'm just kidding. All jokes. Anyway, so yeah, he basically talks about how Negan comes in and terrorizes this whole city. Now he runs everybody. He makes them feel like they only have one option, and that's his way. And he wants Dwight to shoot him. He's like, "Dwight, please shoot me." He gets on his knees, execution style, and then Dwight pulls a Negan and says, "Okay, I'm gonna kill you, but then everybody that you love, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna torture them, basically." So he kind of like forced his arm or his hand, and then he begins walking back to wherever this place the saviors are at. And,
but it's crazy though, because like when he starts walking, that's when he decides, you know what, he's gonna kill him. And I thought it was kind of crazy. Like he let him turn and walk, and then shot him in the back. But it's like he did that, not like you might.
He just wanted him to make the choice. That's the thing. He just said, "You make the choice. You made the right choice, but I'ma still kill you though." And they ended up like later in the episode. There's like a fence of walkers that are ex-saviors, and they are. He puts them on the fence with the rest of them. So yeah.
He didn't like that though. Like he didn't want to see him be there. That's why he kept telling him he didn't want to kill him. He wanted him to go back because that was obviously they would have had a relationship.
Yeah, but he had to go back anyway as a zombie or as.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It was like he didn't want him to die, but he knew that he was doing him a favor because he did not want to go back alive. He couldn't deal with it, so he was like, you know what? That's why when he turned around, he was like, I'm just give him what he wants and let him go. Basically, set him free.
So fast forward a little bit more. That happens. He gets back. Dwight gets back, and then what happened after that?
When he saw him in the cage or like in the little area where all the zombies are at. And he saw him like the slick started to break down. He didn't OD with it, but like he got choked up. You could see it.
Yeah.
Like,
and while Dwight was out on this run, this man, the fat guy, is giving Daryl the sandwiches. So since Daryl is getting the sandwiches from this fat guy, he ends up leaving the door open. But later on, we find out that that's all part of Negan's plan, which is kind of booty. But
I mean, you really don't know if it was his plan though.
That's what he said. No, he said, I did this to let you know that I'm everywhere and you made the wrong choice. Like basically, I left the door unlocked for you on purpose to see if you were going to try to run. So anyway, Daryl's trying to sneak out and he runs into a group of saviors. And so he's telling Daryl, listen fam, I'm everywhere. And he says, hey, what's your name? To one of the saviors, and he says, my name's Negan. And he tells them all, hey, what is y'all's name? Negan. So Negan's like, hey, I'm Negan. So yeah, I'm everywhere. Everybody's me and I am everybody. He has a God complex. Yeah, so I forgot what I was gonna say after that.
Basically, he's like, and when he asked him, then he goes and asks Daryl. He's like, "What's your name?"
And no, what? You skipped too far ahead.
No. It was that. It happened right there too.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Okay.
Didn't he?
No, that was at the end. Bro. That was when he pulled him into the thing.
Okay, then why did they start beating him up?
Because he told him you have 3 options, and then he said, okay, look, let me tell the story. Okay, so he's standing there, and he was like, yeah, so I could beat you with the bat, basically Lucille, but Lucille's not thirsty, but I am. And he says, you know what, I'm going to go get a drink. So he walks away, and then he whistles, and then they beat him up. So he did not ask him what his name was. So then we're going to go a little bit further into, this is near the end, after we watch more sandwich eating, and Daryl got beat up pretty bad. His mouth was like swollen. So then to the room that he seen earlier in the episode, Dwight like drags him over there, and Negan's sitting in there. He's like, yeah, like, well, back to when they were outside, Negan said you have 3 options. You can either be a walker on the fence, you can work for points, or you can
put on boots and work for me.
Yeah, you can work. You could be Negan, like, and live like a king. So he brings him to this room, and he's telling him like the whole story with him and Dwight, and he's saying how he was about to marry Dwight's wife's sister, but she needed medicine and stuff, and Dwight was working for points, and the medicine cost a lot of points, and Dwight didn't have enough points. Dwight stole the medicine, tried to run away. That's how we got Dwight in the beginning of the story with The Walking Dead. And yeah, he tells that whole story, and he's like, yeah, so I sent my people after them, and he still got away, and blase blase. And then he says, but then I caught y'all, and he proposed to, go ahead, you can tell this part.
Yeah. Wait, what?
The part where he's like, how he proposed to his sister, then she died, and then
I didn't catch that video.
Oh my Jesus. Okay. Anyway, so we haven't seen Jesus this season either. But anyway, so he was about to marry Daryl's wife's sister, and she is yeah, that's what I said, right?
You said Daryl.
The white freaking. Okay, he was about to marry his wife's sister, but she dies. So then, when the Saviors finally catch them after Daryl ran into Dwight and his wife, they bring them back, and Negan was gonna kill Dwight, or Negan was gonna kill Dwight's wife. And then Dwight said, no, kill me, something like that. And then Dwight proceeded to, or Dwight's wife said, hey, you know what? Since you can't marry my sister, I'll marry you. Just save Dwight's life. And then he's telling a story about how Dwight has worked his way back into his good graces, and, you know, now he's my top guy. And I think that's kind of like symbolic to Daryl and his brother working for the governor. He worked his way to the top, so Daryl might be, what is his name? What is Daryl's brother's name?
Merle.
Merle. So yeah, he might be Merle for, yeah, but I don't think he'll be Merle against Rick's group though. So, but he might be, anyway.
If anything, we're not gonna predict though. We're not predicting.
No,
yet.
predicting
We're
is
not
the next
predicting
episode.
Yet. Next one.
So yeah, and he basically just gave us the background story to Dwight and how Dwight's face got burnt and all of that stuff. So, oh, we forgot to talk about the penis. Right. So he said basically when he said you can have any girl you want, back when Dwight was about to go get the savior that ran away, he's like, then you can have any one of these women in here, and as long as they say yes, you can have them. And like then he mentions when Eugene bit his penis and how his penis doesn't work anymore. Yeah, that's the penis story. So yeah,
terrible.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. He's like,
this man Negan is so disrespectful. He is so disrespectful.
So disrespectful.
And everybody just had to sit there and just take it. This man was like, oh, I'm sorry. Is it not working the way it's supposed to? And this man was just like this. He looked down like,
yeah, he's gonna be Negan for next Halloween too. So
slick.
Because he acts just like him. Anyway, so yeah, and so he goes through this whole story with Daryl, and he says, Daryl. Well, he doesn't say Daryl, but he says, what's your name? Expecting him to say, like, do you want to be Negan? Like, do you want to be one of us? So say your name's Negan. So he's kind of, Daryl's just sitting there like, nah, fam, I'm not about to say that. And then it goes, and then he looks at him, and you think he's about to say Negan, and he says, Daryl. Daryl. So yeah, and then he was like, see, you made the wrong choice. And then Dwight,
he got pissed.
Yeah.
He got pissed.
Yeah.
This man, and right when he said Daryl, Dwight instantly looked at him and like,
bro, you have to do is say Negan.
Yeah, it's like you could tell like Dwight Slick wants him to, you know, be on their side. Like he wants it to happen, even though they have not had good history at all.
Daryl's gonna kill Dwight. So Dwight took Daryl back to a cell, and he's basically telling him, like, Daryl's like, I'm not gonna submit to Negan. It's not gonna happen.
No, he's like, I know why you did it, and it's like,
look, he's not gonna submit to Negan, and he tells him, you could finish since you tried to jump the gun.
All right. So basically, like, I think it was like, it's funny how when Dwight is taking him back to the cell, he's like quick about he's mad, he's frustrated, like he's like, why would you do this? And but then right when he threw him in the cell, he was going to slam the door and just walk away. He was pissed. But the minute that Daryl spoke up and he said, I know why you did it, the moment he did that, Dwight calmed down, stopped what he was doing, and I looked at him. It's like, it shows he really wants Daryl to be a part of it, like what they're doing. But anyway, so he stops, he looks at him, he's like, I know why you did it. And so Dwight turns and looks at him, and then Daryl is like, you did it for somebody. And then
basically he saved his wife.
And then he's like, and then Daryl's like, and that's I forgot the exact way he worded it. He said, "I'm doing."
I don't have any. Basically, Daryl doesn't have anybody to.
No. He said. It was basically what he's saying was, I can't. You did it for somebody. I'm doing it for the same reason because I'm doing it. What my choice is because the fact that he killed Glenn. That photo he gave, it's showing him. He's like, you didn't join, or you joined it because of your wife. I'm not joining because of Glenn. That's what I got from it.
I think it was like, hey, I joined to save somebody's life. Yeah. Like, no, look. Dwight joined to save somebody's life. There's nobody in this situation for Daryl. There's nobody, like, who am I going to save by joining Negan? So I'm just willing to die.
It goes both ways, but the way it was worded, it was more.
He said you did it for somebody.
Yeah, and he said we had the same. He said we had the same reason. Our choices were made with the same reasons. You did it for somebody. I'm doing it for somebody. Meaning I'm not joining. My decision is not joining because of Glenn.
But then he gave him the picture after that, though.
No, he gave him the picture before that.
No,
it was way before that.
No, it wasn't.
When he started crying, yes, it was.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Because after that, that's when they played the different music, and Dwight closed the door and was sitting on the outside of it.
No, that was before.
No, it wasn't. Watch the episode. Watch the episode.
Exactly.
Y'all tell it. I'm right. It doesn't matter. So, yeah. So that was basically the end of the episode. Yeah, it was pretty booty. So, no, the episode wasn't booty. He said it was booty. I think it was.
It wasn't
kind of booty.
But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. It was things happened.
So any final thoughts about the episode?
It was a straight episode. It was pretty good. It was the fact that they're showing more about Dwight, and even it's weird seeing Negan not killing somebody.
You only
listen. I know because of how he was introduced.
He only killed one.
But because that's all we know, though. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So yeah, I thought it was a good episode.
All right, I guess y'all leave y'all comments. How do y'all feel about do y'all think Dwight's penis works? Do you think Eugene bit the whole joint off? What else? How do y'all feel about Dwight's ex-wife? Did she make a good move saving Dwight? And do y'all think Daryl is going to break? Will Daryl break?
That's the real question. Because
we do got some predictions though coming. Because yeah, y'all gotta wait for the prediction one for that. But yeah, y'all like, comment, subscribe. It's HollaAtTWD. Hold on. We have a special announcement though. HollaAtTWD is launching a vlog YouTube channel coming over Thanksgiving break. Just stay tuned.
That's a big announcement.
Yeah. Y'all just stay tuned.